Hello everyone, and we're doing another Unity 3D how-to. I've done one of these before, and I just answer people's questions from wherever they come from. In this case, this one was actually addressed to me. AJ Rock writes, I found your Space Invaders tutorial when doing research for an assignment for my game scripting class. It's great because it basically helped me get the assignment done, which was to create a Space Invaders-like game. The only thing you didn't cover, which I had a question about, is to script the enemies shooting back at the player in C#. Any chance you could conjure up some code for it? Thanks for the tutorials. Alright. So, yeah, I can help you out with that. I'll help people with their homework. If you want help with your homework, email me at pushypixels@pushypixels.com. So, I've opened up the ancient Space Invaders project, and after dusting off after dusting it off a little bit, here's what we've got. So, we've got our little block going left and right, and we can shoot with the Z button, and we kill enemies, and the bullets just like are uber powerful, and it's awesome. It's a totally great game. Alright, so what we want though is we want the enemies to be able to shoot back, and actually we're probably going to have to add the ability for the player to die, because I don't think we have that in here yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and do those both really quickly here. So our shot code is going to be somewhat similar to our existing shot code, except for instead of like we do here where we get it from pressing a button, we're going to do it randomly at a certain time. So we're going to duplicate this script, and I'm going to call it enemy shot. And we're going to open it up, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. So all we had here was it just instantiates the bullet, and the bullet handles its own AI in this particular project. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually change it so that this happens at a random time. So there's gonna be some values that we're gonna want here. So public float minimum shoot delay equals, we'll do that 1.0f to start. Public float maximum shoot delay, and we're going to do that one to a 10.0f start. And then all we're going to do is we're going to create a new function here. I'm going to call it void shoot function, and we're going to rename this to enemy shot. Enemy shot, or enemy shoot rather. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Alright, enemy shoot. We'll change the title in a second here, but we're going to have this little shoot function, and we're going to call this. And we're going to use the invoke method, which allows us to apply a delay, which makes this incredibly easy to write. So all we're going to do is in our start function, we're going to invoke our shoot function. And you have to pass those function names as strings. And we're going to put in our minimum, we're going to put, it wants a time here. So we could just put like 1, and it would shoot after 1 second. But we wanted to shoot some random time between 1 and 10 seconds, at least if we use the default value. So what we're going to do is we're going to do random.range, which is discussed later in the random episode. And we're going to use the minimum shoot delay and the maximum shoot delay. So, oh, and we need one more paren there. So this is all we're doing. So this will invoke this function some random time between those two values. We're going to copy this and we're going to put it in the shoot function itself. So now it will re-invoke itself with those values every time, and so the enemies will shoot periodically, basically. And we actually need them to shoot. So we're going to take our little instantiate call here, copy and paste it here, and we don't even need our update loop anymore. We're just going to delete the whole thing. We can always bring it back later if we needed it. So I'm going to hit save. And then once that's saved, we're going to rename this to shoot. And we'll see if that actually did just fine. Yeah, okay, I think I figured it out. So now we have this enemy shoot function. So I'm just going to very quickly put this on the enemies to start with. So we've got this enemy, and we've got the enemy shoot function now. And we need to apply a bullet to it. So I'm just going to give it the player bullet. This is not going to work exactly the way we want it, but I just want to show you that the script is doing something. So the enemies are now shooting and killing themselves, and they're all shooting up. So we just made the game considerably easier with our code change. Alright, so let's fix that up. So our problem is we need to have an enemy type of bullet, because right now our bullet AI, if we go look at it, just basically sets a positive Y velocity to the bullet. And actually, we can probably get away with that. Let's just use this. We can actually use this. This is not written in the most generic way that I usually like to write things, but this will actually work. So we've got our bullet here. Let's actually create a duplicate of our bullet. Just Command D. It's also in the edit menu under duplicate, and we're going to call it enemy bullet. And this enemy bullet, we've already got the bullet AI. I'm just going to make the speed. Now, we don't want it to be 20. 20 is our bullets. Players should always have pretty fast bullets. Enemies should have pretty slow bullets. So let's take it down to at least half. Let's do 7.5. Now, this is still shooting up. We can actually choose negative 7.5, and it will shoot downward now. And now we haven't even had to write any additional code for it. We can use our existing bullet AI code. And this is why I say that if you write things in a more generic fashion, you can reuse them much easier, and it's more like putting Legos together than having to go back and re-script things. In this case, as I said, I didn't set up as good as I usually do, but it will work in this case. So if we hit play now, the enemies will start shooting. Now they're still shooting up. Oh, that's because the enemies are using the bullet, not the enemy bullet. So let's switch that out. So they should be shooting down now, but they still are killing themselves really badly. And you can see that the bullets are coming down, and they're coming down slower than our bullets go up. So that's good. I'm actually going to probably take it down to even lower. The enemy bullet, let's take it to -5 for the speed. Maybe, -2.5. We'll make this real slow. Now, we also want to make it so it doesn't kill the enemies. So we can do that using layers, and that's what I'm going to do. So if we go here, we've got layers. I'm going to make a new layer called enemy bullets. And then we're going to go back to our enemy bullets and apply it there. And then we're going to go into the project settings. Actually, wait, do our enemies have a tag? I don't think they do right now. Oh, no, they have layer. Perfect, enemies. So we go to our project settings, physics, and we want to make sure that the enemy bullets does not collide with the enemies, which we just did by checkmarking that. Blah. It's morning, and I woke up with kind of a dry mouth here, so sorry about this. So if we hit play now, we should have enemies that shoot periodically. There they go. Probably would want to adjust the shot rates a little bit, but it's working. Or you could make a bullet hell shooter out of this, I guess. It's snowing. Alright, so now all we need to do is we need to make it so that the player will die. We already have a gib on collide function, so let's use that. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on the player. And we are going to, what are we going to do with it? Explosion force size. I hope this is the last, maybe this isn't even the last Space Invaders thing. Oh well, whatever. I'll have the proper project files for the download in the links below the video. So, what are we doing? So we need some gibs. We don't even need gibs. We can just have nothing happen. We'll just have it so it kills the player. So let's see if that works. Okay, it worked. The player died. You can add your own gibs and explosions and make it all fancy later. And then let's do one more thing. I'm going to add a script to... I'm going to create a new game object, an empty game object called... we're just going to call this level reset. And we're going to create a new script called reset game, and all this is going to do is in the update loop, if input dot get key down, is it enter or is it return? I think it's return. No, it's enter. No, I don't know. Return. Key code return. And then all we do is, what is our level name? Application.load level, application.current level, not loaded level. There we go. So this will reset and reload our level. So if we hit play now, if I hit enter, it should, oh, I didn't attach it to anything. We attach this to our level reset. Then if I hit play and hit enter, it reloads the level. So now if you die from getting hit by an enemy, you can hit enter and the level resets. Oh, we have one more problem. When you shoot, it kills the player. So let's fix that real quick. We didn't have to deal with that because the player couldn't die before. So we want to make sure that the player ignores his own bullets. So let's go to the bullet real quick. We're going to add a layer called player bullets. We're going to go to our bullet. We're going to attach it to the layer player bullets. And then we're going to finally go back to our physics settings. And we're going to make sure that player bullets do not collide with... I don't have a player layer, so hold on. Layer, add layer, player. And then we go back to the player one more time, add him to the player layer. Player layer. And then we go to, so player bullets does not want to collide with player, so right there. So that's player and player bullets, so they will no longer collide. So now if we hit start, we can shoot normally, enemies can shoot at us, that kills me, hit enter, resets it. Hopefully I actually did the right project on this one. There probably was one that was more complete, and I feel stupid about that now, but at least you now know how to do some enemy shooting AI. If anyone has any more questions, please email me at pushypixels@pushypixels.com or tweet me at dracfire.com. And thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.